Prahlad Maharaj. His prayers, his life, his example is in the context of such difficulty. Hiranyakashipu, Ravana, these tyrants, what they did in society. We read in Srimad Bhagavatam that they had all the goshalas burned down. They had all the ashrams burned and destroyed. They outlawed any Brahmin to perform any yajna for God. They literally outlawed all spiritual practice in order for Hiranyakashipu to have total control over everyone. And no one could stand before him, not even the demigods. What a hopeless situation. Could you imagine being a devotee at that time? You're not allowed to do it. You're not allowed to chant. It's against the law. And he was much more powerful than any of the governments today. And he had his spies and he had his soldiers everywhere. People were living in terror. Good people were living in total fear. He actually was trying to reverse. So you get good results if you do sinful activities and you suffer if you do something pious. He actually had the power to create that situation temporarily. That was his goal. And there was little Prahlad. And he was living in Hiranyakashipu's house. Could you imagine? The Brahmins who were living in the forest could not do their yajnas. They were living in fear and they were tormented by lockdown, we could say. But little Prahlad was living right in the same room as his father, seeing him every day under his father's own eyes. And all the various methods in which Hiranyakashipu tried to intimidate him, torture him, and kill him. Prahlad never said, "Why is this happening to me?" Prahlad just took shelter of Krishna. Mahajano yena gatasapanta. He is one of the Mahajans. Of the 12 Mahajans, Prahlad is one of the people we are meant to emulate that spirit in whatever situation. Smaranam, he remembered Krishna. He took shelter of Krishna. Srila Prabhupada, he gave so many classes on the teachings and the prayers of Prahlad Maharaj. Why? Because it is so important to you and to me, to us at this time. It's not that we think that this happened to Prahlad so long ago. It's a theoretical idea. It's interesting. Let me learn it and maybe I can repeat the story and make people happy. It's for us to actually understand this is a real living scripture that's meant for us to essentially assimilate today. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his coming to this world is so important for us to understand how he orchestrated everything. Prahlad incarnated as Haridas Thakur. That same spirit, Prahlad was praying for the well-being of everyone. When Narasimha Dev offered Prahlad any benediction, Prahlad only asked, let me always remember you. Please forgive my father. Give him liberation. And let me remain in this world to preach your glories, to be an instrument of your compassion as long as anyone is suffering due to forgetfulness of you. He always remembered Krishna. That was his personal sadhana. And he was so fearless and compassionate in feeling for the sufferings of others and helping to give them Krishna consciousness.